Hi, I'm Dave Wurzel, and you're watching PHTV4. Today we are Wild Birds Unlimited in Palos Park. They've got their special, I think annual, Wings and Talons is here. They're hosting a program with that organization, and we're with Mel Tracy. He is a co-owner with his wife here. And Mel, can you tell us first, what is your Wings and Talons program? What does that mean?
Well, they do come every year, and we've just built a relationship. My wife kind of started it out by reaching out to these guys, but it's just these guys do amazing work. It's all volunteer, you know, and they're just helping to educate people about birds of prey.
And I was going to say, they've got this bird off our shoulders here, a beautiful bird, and a type of hawk, and we've got an owl here. You know, what do you like about bringing Wings and Talons in? Like, what does it do for you or your customers?
It's great. I mean, people come with their grandkids and their kids, and the kids and everybody is so excited. Sometimes the grandparents are more excited for the kids, the grandkids to see it, you know. But so many people you talk to, and they're like, well, I've never actually seen a live owl. And so for them to just be able to interact a little bit with an owl.
Within feet of one.
Right? Or a guy like this guy here, the broadwing hawk, who, you know, they don't really live around here. They live way up north, and they migrate way down to South America. And it's a great way to kind of just talk about the whole way that all of this stuff is connected. You know, the ecology and the environment, it's so important, not just in our own backyard, but, you know, obviously these guys need food the entire way. So it's kind of like we got to be looking out for them, though. You know, from South America all the way up into Canada.
Right, like especially this bird behind us. This is a migratory bird, could travel thousands of miles. This bird can't because of its injury.
Right,
but, and you kind of, that was going to be my final question for it. Well, I want you to talk about you and your customers, like the reaction, you know, the customers have to this, because it is a pretty special opportunity to see a bird in this setting. The people from Wings and Talons, they're not even just holding the birds, but you can talk to them, and there's an educational thing going on, right? What are the customer reactions?
It's all things. It's educational, you know, but it's also, you know, people get to take a selfie and share the selfie, you know, or whatever, and that creates that kind of relationship, that kind of excitement. And then once you kind of get that spark, then people care about things like, well, you know what, I don't want to put out like things like rat poison or something where, you know, okay, it's going to kill the mice or something, but then our beautiful owls are going to eat it, and that's going to be, you know, have a bad impact on them.
I think we recently heard the story in Chicago where there were a few owls that died that way, right?
Yeah.
You know?
So but just, you know, it's just you create this relationship, get excitement, and then people carry it forth into their lives, and hopefully they want to like do a little bit, just, you know, little steps, you know, to try and improve the habitat in their own backyard, or, you know, to maybe work or volunteer a little bit at the forest preserve or any of those kind of things. There's a million things we can do, and you know, and there's a million things that need to be done. So,
well, I thank you for hosting it, and I think you offer up a lot of great reasons why Wings and Talons is a wonderful organization, why this is such a great event for you to invite into your store.
It's been awesome.
So thank you. It sounds like we need to talk to somebody from Wings and Talons. So let me do that next. Mel, thank you very much. Thanks for hosting. What a wonderful event.
Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it.
Okay, I've got Nabil here with Wings and Talons. Nabil, thank you for being here. And we do have a spectator off my shoulder that I'm going to try not to get any closer to than this, right? We're in a safe zone right now?
You are in a safe zone, yes.
Okay. First, Nabil, can you tell us what is Wings and Talons? And I've been to your website. It's a great website. Your mission, purpose. Tell us about the organization.
So Wings and Talons is a nonprofit, all-volunteer-run organization. We work primarily with birds of prey that are not releasable back in the wild, and we use them as educational ambassadors. We spend a lot of time in schools and other public settings and use these birds to raise awareness of the environment and conservation-related issues.
So does it mean like these are rescue birds in effect, yes?
In a way. These are birds that have been through a rehabilitation process. In rehabilitation, an injured animal is they try to release it back into the wild. In some cases, these animals have their injuries that are severe enough that they're permanent, and they wouldn't successfully be able to get reintegrated back in the wild. Right. Cases like this is when an organization like us comes in, and then we commit to taking care of them for the rest of their lives. And these birds are now ambassadors to spread the message that we were talking about.
Thank you. Well, number one, thank you for taking care of these birds. Obviously, they're beautiful.
It's our honor and our responsibility, our pleasure, really.
It is. Thank you for doing that. And then you started to tag into what I want to ask you about next was, like you do programs like this. You come to Wild Birds Unlimited and Palos Park, and you show the birds. And I see the interchange going on, the education going on. You do other programs, education. I think you visit classes too.
We do. That's correct. Our primary goal, our primary purpose, and our mission is to raise awareness by education programs using these. So we do spend a lot of time in schools, in libraries, and other public places, anywhere where we can talk to people and get them more interested and more aware of what we're doing.
If somebody missed this, like they didn't get to come today and they're like, hey, I'd like to check out Wings and Talons, do you have anything coming up soon that they can go take a look at, or go to your website maybe?
Yeah, we could go to our website. So we are located in the Springbrook Nature Center in Itasca. And you can find us on our website, wingsandtalons.org, or if you're on Facebook, search for Wings and Talons, and that's where you'll find a list of our upcoming events and upcoming programs. Right. In addition to that, you can always visit us at the Nature Center in Itasca.
Okay, and then how about, can you talk about the birds you have with us today? So
Certainly.
I know you've got this guy and there's an owl running around somewhere.
So we do have a couple of birds here today that we brought in that are representative of some of the birds of prey that we have. The one we are looking at right now is a broad-winged hawk. It's kind of a medium-sized hawk. A broad-winged hawk is not really resident all the time in our area, but she is a bird that migrates every year all the way up from the woodland areas up north, down all the way down America, through Central America, to South America, and a lot of these birds end up wintering in the Amazon.
So it is migratory.
She is a long-distance migratory bird. That's a pretty impressive journey, more than 4,000 miles just one way and coming back. This specific bird that we have here, as part of their migratory route, though, one of the flyways that they use in migration, one of the flyways is actually right by the lakefront in Chicago. So at migration time like now, it would not be uncommon to see a broad-winged hawk here.
Okay.
Now, the reason we have her is when she was found, she had been injured and she had an injury in one of her wings. Now, they tried to fix that, but they found that that injury seemed permanent. Now, she can fly, but not well enough.
This is not to make a 4,000 mile journey.
Not well enough to make that journey. And so that's the reason why we have her with us. And she, again, is one of our ambassadors, and we talk about her in particular, but we also talk about some of the dangers and some of the things that we can do to help a lot of migrating birds, especially us being in this area, which is a hot spot for migration.
Right, right. And then can you tell us about the owl you have? What kind of owl is it and what condition is it in?
So we have a great horned owl here today too. The great horned owl is actually very common around here. I'm sure that most of you have heard a great horned owl hoot. It's not very common to be seen because these birds are mostly active at night. That's correct. Like I said, they're very common over here, and you can find them in pretty much any kind of environment, in the city, in the suburbs, in nature preserves. The bird we have she isn't physically injured, but she was wrongly taken from her nest when she was very young.
Oh, no.
And unfortunately, that messed up the cycle in which she would have learned naturally how to be an owl, how to interact as an owl, how to hunt. But most importantly, she is habituated to humans because of that. And that means that she doesn't have the natural fear of humans that wild animals should have, particularly if they are coexisting with us.
Right.
Like we are in a place where we have wildlife all around us, and so having part of the responsibility is making sure that we can give these wild animals their space. Right. And so that's the story with our great horned owl.
Well, thank you for bringing both these birds in and being ambassadors, the birds as ambassadors of the message you're delivering. And just kind of as a follow-up, if somebody wanted to either volunteer, as you said, you're a volunteer-based program,
correct.
or donate, right? Because you're a nonprofit, you're not government funded either.
Absolutely correct.
How do people? Where can they go to get information,
Sure.
or what can they do?
Yeah, well, if you can go to our website, wingsandtalons.org, and that'll give you information. You can reach out to us, drop us an email. We can try to set up a visit. Bring your families, bring your friends, come and visit us, and our volunteers will be glad to show you around. You can learn a lot, and if you want to feel like volunteering, you can make a big impact in your communities and environments. A wonderful way to do it.
All right. Well, thank you. I think it's a great idea. And if nothing else, visit the Nature Center. And maybe if you can help, great. But if not, you get part of a great education,
Absolutely.
right? All right, Nabil, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And thank you to Wings and Talons. It sounds like a great organization doing great work.
You're welcome, and thank you for the opportunity to talk to you guys.
I'm Dave Wurzal. You've been watching PHTV4, and we've been talking with Nabil from Wings and Talons at Wild Birds Unlimited in Palos Park. Thank you for watching.